In this video, we will see how we can test our Lambda function within the AWS console. If this Lambda function executed correctly, we should get the status code 200 and this corresponding body. To test, go to Test tab. Here you can see we need to configure a test event. Okay, I'm going to create a new event. Here I will have my event name. Then I will go down. This is the test event JSON. We will explore this later. For the moment, I will keep it as it is. Then I can save the test event so that I can use it later. Okay, let me test this right now. Executing function succeeded, which means our test passed. So we got the status code 200 and the corresponding body. Now let's explore this JSON object, which was passed as the event to the Lambda function. To see how we are getting that event in the Lambda function, let me print it on the code. I will add the print statement here, meaning I'm printing the whole event which was passed to this Lambda function. As I edited the code, I have undeployed changes, so I will deploy it right now. Then I will go back to the test I have created earlier. Let me run the test. I have selected the correct test. Yeah, let me run this. Event function succeeded. We are getting the correct output. Here we can see the printed event object that we saw in the event JSON. Rather than looking logs here, in AWS we have CloudWatch where we can see all the logs precisely. So I'm going to the CloudWatch right now. Here we have all the log streams. I click the latest one. Here you can see the event JSON object. As this object was accessible from the Lambda function, we should be able to access these attributes. Now let's see how we can access those attributes. I will assume an event like this. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to build a simple calculator which will add two numbers. Here I'm going to access the num1 field of our event object. This is how I can access num1 field. The same way I'm going to access num2, meaning that for num1 variable, I will get the value which is in front of the num1 key. For num2, I will get the value which is in front of the num2 key. Then for the body, I will have the result, which means num1 plus num2, the sum of those two numbers. Let me clear the code. Then I need to deploy. Okay. Now I will go to the test tab in order to test this. For this, I will create a new test event. We'll keep the invocation type as synchronous. Okay, now I need to define my event object with num1 and num2. For num1, I will have a number here as 2. For num2, I will put as 3. Then I will save the event with a new event name. Okay, now we have our test event. Let me test this. Test succeeded, and we got the output as 5, which is a sum of 2 and 3. Now let me change num2 to number 10 so that we should get output as 12. Yes, we got the output as 12, which means our Lambda function is working as expected. Now I can improve my result in a meaningful way. I will add num1, num2, and result to the output so that we can see result with the corresponding two numbers. As we have our saved test event, we don't need to go to test tab now. We can just click here and execute the test. I will change num1 to 4 and num2 to 6, which means we should get 10 as the result. Let me invoke. See, num1 is 4, num2 is 6, and the result is 10, which means our Lambda function is working as expected. If you don't want to change the event JSON object, you can just run the test like this. So this is how you can test your Lambda function very easily within the AWS console. Thank you for watching.